afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. This is Tyrus Bain. Welcome to the Definition of Anarchy channel, where today, on May 5th, 2021, I want to talk about land ownership, okay? And I'm doing this live because YouTube changed the way you upload videos, so I can't actually record a video from YouTube anymore. And so, I have to do it this way because my phone won't allow me to take videos for some reason. I need to take it and get it fixed. But I'm not really trying to do this as a live. I'm just trying to make the video. That is because it's fresh on my mind and I need to talk about it. So what am I talking about with land? We need to buy land, y'all. It's time to start getting together with the people you know and finding other like-minded people and start buying some land up. We need to form like some form of corporation or something like that. We need to pool our money together and start buying land. You know why? Because the big banks, all right, it's not just Bill Gates, right? The big banks are running around buying land up everywhere, all right? They're buying land up everywhere. I have friends who tell me all the time, friends from other states, right, where you really want to buy some good land, where the land is fertile, where you can get a good well going, you know what I'm saying, where you can grow a garden, do all this other shit. These, especially some old farmland, you know what I'm saying, that used to be farmland but was sold and abandoned and just whatever. These big banks, they're going around buying the land up. You know what I'm saying? Why are they doing that? Well, because land is a real asset. It's a real asset. All these other things on the stock market that are going to fail, all these things that end up in a bubble, they're going to burst. And so the banks want real tangible assets to hold on to, so that when the shit goes down, they have something to trade with. You know what I'm saying? Something of value that cannot be devalued. You know what I'm saying? When the dollar collapses, everything that's tied to the dollar that's of real value is going to skyrocket, right? The value is going, it's not even that the value is going to skyrocket, it's that the value of the dollar is going to tank. And so everything of real value will show its real value. Gold, silver, land, water, anything that seeds to grow with, because they're running around GMOing every goddamn thing. And so they're making it very difficult for the little people to hold real things of real value. So that's why they throw shit in front of us like Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know what I'm saying, Dogecoin, all those things that are so great right now, right? Doge is shooting to the moon. Doge might end up hitting $1 by Saturday, right? That's what they want you to focus your finances on. And you know what? I'm not even gonna be a hypocrite. I have bought Dogecoin. I bought Dogecoin when it was worth less than $1. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't buy it, and then I ended up selling some of it. Once it hit I was like, damn, I made 6 times the amount of money I put in there. But fucking bullshit. Anyway, as soon as Dogecoin hits $1, I'm selling half of it. Anyway, and I'm gonna put that toward a fund to go into buying some land, right? I also have an annuity through my union where they take money out of my paycheck every freaking week to put into my annuity. I don't have a choice, right? It's something that, because I signed a contract when I joined the union that said that they would take money out of my paycheck to put into my annuity. And so I have about $30,000 in my annuity that's just sitting there, right? Not getting any real interest because they're not going to put my money into anything, well, they're going to put my money into things that are going to make money, but they take most of the percentage. I get around 3%. There's like the average interest, right, in the market right now, when they do mutual funds and whatever else they do, when you put your money into annuity and things like that, they can get like a 12% interest on your money, but they only give you about 3%. So, you know, you have to, I got to find a way to get my money out of there and put it into an account where I can get all my interest. And I'm working on that. You know what I'm saying? But some companies, what they'll do, like Primerica, is they'll take their money off the top when you put money in there. They take their money off the top, and all that interest goes to you. They just take their money off the top. You put your money in there, they take their fee immediately, and then you get all the interest when they put that shit in there. So I'm working on that. But the goal is by the end of the year is to put that money towards some land ownership. You understand what I'm saying? Put some money towards some land ownership and buying. It can have a house, it doesn't have to have a house. I would like to build my own house on that land, save me a whole lot of money. But I'm trying to get together with people right now. Like, the time for bullshit is over. All this other shit going on, you know what I'm saying? All these, what the cops is doing and this, that, and the third, and what Joe Biden says and gun control and all that other shit. Those things are important, but we can't be distracted. We can't be distressed. We have to pick our heads up and say, you know what? All this shit is going on. They're doing all these things against us, and we know they're doing it. What's the best thing we can do to pull ourselves away from that bullshit so that we don't get caught up, so that we don't end up in chains any further than where we are? Well, some people's solution is to leave the country, right? Like, I have friends that want to go to Africa, right? And I was considering it because they went to Tanzania and it was talking about how great Tanzania was. But I had to look at Tanzania real closely because it's an Islamic country. But according to them, they don't force Islam onto their constituents or onto their citizens or onto their people. It's kind of like the United States was founded on Christianity, but it's like a Christian country, but they don't force you to be Christians. That's kind of how Tanzania is. But when I found out, and I was especially like encouraged to go to Tanzania when the president wasn't playing with the Mandela 19, when he was like, yo, I tested a papaya, I tested a llama, and I tested this, that, and the third, and all that shit came back positive. So he wasn't foxing with the Mandela 19 narrative. And so I was like, man, that's very encouraging. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I had to look into their gun laws. They have gun laws, but, you know, like if you're part of some type of security force or the military, then you can own whatever. And I was like, shit, I'll go over there and join their military, help defend their country against the bullshit, because that's what's going to end up happening, right? If you find a gem of a country in a place like in a continent like Africa, they're surrounded by corruption. They're surrounded by corrupt countries. China's moving in, and so when the president of Tanzania died, I was like, that's it. no Africa for me. I ain't gonna be able to do it. Okay. So, and that's what I told my friends. I was like, y'all still going over there after the Tanzanian president died of Modelo 19 after he was missing for 2 weeks? Yeah, no, y'all can have that. I'm good. I ain't gonna be able to do it. But anyway, what's the best way? Get some freaking land somewhere, preferably in a state that don't charge like property taxes, and build your own shit, right? Yes, you're still in the country. Yes, you're still under the law of the state, right? But if it's like relatively isolated in a rural area, and you know the law enforcement isn't all up in your face, maybe there's a sheriff department with maybe 2 or 3 sheriffs or something like that, and they ain't on that bullshit, you'll be better off when shit goes down, and you'll be better prepared. You know your land and all this other shit. You might have to fight tooth and nail to keep your land and all this other shit, but that's something that you're just gonna have to do. You cannot avoid the fight. You cannot avoid the fight. The best thing you can do when the fight starts is to isolate yourself as best as possible so that you have longer to prepare than the cats in the city. That you have time to gather whatever you need to gather, get together whatever you need to gather, get the people together you need to get together, and be ready to defend it. You know, and this kind of ties into what I was talking about last week about how you build your circle of people, resourceful people. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're gonna have to do. So you take these resourceful people, you know what I'm saying, and you make that shit work. You gotta get some land. You know, y'all don't have to live in the same house. You can build multiple homes on that land. Get a nice amount of acreage. Pull your money together. You know, and build your homes on that land. That way you guys can live separately, but on the same land. You ain't in each other's faces, pissing each other off and getting on each other's nerves. Because that's very important. It's very important to have your own shit, even if you guys are doing it together, right? You want to be able to go home. You don't want to be all up on somebody else's roof, and you know, all this conflict and all that. You want to be able to say, you know what? Because guess what? Even though you guys are of like mind, sometimes you're gonna piss each other off, and you're gonna want to be able to go off and cool off somewhere, right? It's very possible, but the time is now to start doing it, right? You ain't got no time. There's no time. You can't wait till 2022. You can't wait till December of this year. You got to start building those relationships now. You got to start vetting the land. You got to make sure the land is good, all this other shit. Get a surveyor out there to test the soil, make sure the soil's Gucci. You know what I'm saying? And to find out that it got some well water. Don't get caught up in some arid land where it's like, okay, now I got to go 20 miles to gather water when shit goes down. No, you want to be able to have that shit right there where you at. You want to be able to grow food. You want to be able to raise livestock. You want some grass. If you want that livestock, you got to be able to have some grass for them to nibble on. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to want to have to run into the city if shit goes down. You're not going to want to have to do that, right? And also, you got the threat of China. You got the threat of China and Russia. Like, there's so much going on right now that could lead to great destruction in this country and then in the world. And you don't want to be in the middle of a concrete jungle when it happens, right? Where you got to scramble here, scramble. Yeah, it's good to have a plan in your urban area, a rally point, routes of escape that roads less traveled. You know what I'm saying? If there's an evacuation, you know, everybody's going to use the same highways, the same freeways. You want to have a back route that you can take to avoid everybody else. Because I'm going to tell you something. If something goes down and they're trying to corral you and rally you to certain FEMA locations, you don't want to get caught up in that. You don't want to have to go to a FEMA camp. You don't want to have to do none of that. But if you live in a rural area where you have your own land and your own shit going on, right? You won't have to worry about that. You say, you know, I'm good right here. You can still store your food, even though you're growing food. Store your food, all that other shit. There's so much that you can do. You need to do it, right? And this is why I say get together with other people and do it, because everybody can't afford to go out and buy land, right? Everybody can't afford to go out and buy land because it's, you know, there's so much that you have to do. But if you get together with people and you pull your money together, right? Borrow from, do whatever you gotta do. If you gotta borrow from a bank, fuck it. Guess what? If you borrow from a bank, you know what I'm saying? And let's say you want 100 acres. Some of this land, you can get fucking $1,000 an acre, $500 an acre. You buy 100 acres of land, borrow $100,000 from the bank. So what? You know what I'm saying? That way you can focus on your cash on hand to start to gather the building materials and all the other shit to build your own shit. Even though, you know, the prices of raw materials skyrocketing. This is what I'm saying. The value of the dollar's already tanked, y'all. The dollar is done. The dollar is done, and it's reflected in the prices of the raw materials. It's reflected in the prices of the raw materials. It's reflected in the prices of gold and silver, even copper. Copper's hot right now, and I got a shitload of copper. I got copper wire, I got copper coins, all that type of shit. Copper buses. You want this? You just want to be able to have access to that stuff already. You know what I'm saying? And building materials is going to be mad expensive, but hey, find a lumberjack. You know what I'm saying? Do something like find somebody who knows how to work the wood and all that shit and make it do what it do, so you can build with it. Save you some money. It's time to start networking. Time to start reaching out to people. But most importantly, when you do that, you want to vet these people. You want to make sure that they're legit, that they're not psychopaths, that they're not statists, that they're not child molesters. There's so many things that you have to vet these people. And even when you vet them to a certain degree, there's only so much you can learn from vetting that you can't learn from actually spending time with these people for a long time. You got to keep your eye on people. Keep an eye on them around the children. Keep an eye on them around women. Keep an eye on them. It's just certain things you have to be kind of paranoid, because you might have to meet new people to make this work. You might have to meet new people, and you got to be willing to do that. But you also got to be willing to be alert and be aware. Have enough of the people that you trust around, so that if somebody gets to wilding, boom, you can take care of that situation. You know what I'm saying? Since I'm parked, I can see what y'all saying a little bit. Oh, you order my book, try it, buy it, sell it? Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. I appreciate that, young lady. Yes, I've been talking to my dad about buying land. Water went up in the stock market. That's crazy. Ha! So it appears that water appears to be water rights too. Yeah. All that shit. I don't invest in crypto, but as long as you have an exit strategy for tangibles, I guess it's okay. Oh, hell yeah. When it hits $1, like it's going to do Saturday, because Elon Musk is going on Saturday Night Live to talk about it. I feel like a lot of people are going to sell their shit on Sunday, and so I'm probably going to sell my shit, not all of it. I'm going to sell about half of it on Saturday night, and I don't think it's going to tank that far. I don't think it's going to go all the way back down to a penny or anything like that. It's going to go down though. And I'm going to take my shit out, and I'm going to put it up. I'm putting it up in an interest-bearing account that my wife got set up with a woman that deals in the stock market. She's a broker, and she works for Primerica. They take their cut off the top and put your money in the market, and all their interest goes to you, so that maybe in a few months, I can pull that shit out, pull my annuity out. Well, I'm trying to pull my annuity out now and put it into her shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I get all my interest that way. So in about 5, 6, 7, 8 months, because right now is the time to buy. Right now it's time to put your money in the stock market, right? Just because everything is like, May is like the month to buy. So then in a few months, boom, you can get a lot of money, and you take that shit out. And then you buy some land. You secure your shit. Excuse me. Marcy T was good. Land won't be anything once the CCP takes over. Yeah. Well, it will be as long as you defend it. Gaming with Stan. Are you ready to defend your land? CCP, Russia, it don't matter. The U.S. government, nothing is worth anything if you don't want to defend it. Nothing is worth anything if you're not willing to defend it. If you're willing to be like, okay, here comes China. Well, that's, of course it's not going to be worth anything if you're willing to leave it to China. No, I'm going to fight China tooth and nail. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care if you China. I don't care if you're a Viltrumite. You know, you know, Viltrumite is. I don't know if y'all know Invincible. I don't give a hot damn if you're a Viltrumite. I'm gonna defend my shit. I don't care if you Superman. If you come into my shit, and I'm gonna defend it. That's what makes it worth it. Because you know it has value, and you know what else you gonna do. You gonna let them take you to a FEMA camp. You gonna let them take you to an encampment, an internment camp, re-education camp, whatever you want to call it, so that you can be assimilated into Chinese society and do what the hell they want you to do? I don't think so. I was already born into assimilation. All right, I was already born assimilated. Determination of my faith was good. I'm gonna just call you determination because your shit's long as hell. Now yeah. Omni-Man, LML, you got balls going against a Viltrumite. Was good, yeah. I'll fight Hey, if Omni-Man came to my land and said, get off of here, we gonna set up our little shit here, I'm like, okay, well, you're gonna have to kill me for it. You're gonna have to kill me because I know I can't beat him. But I'd probably be like an alien the alien species. And I could probably, you know, if I was in Invincible land, Invincible universe, I'd probably be a superhero too. So I'd probably be like the Immortal or, you know, somebody like that. Except the Immortal kept fighting in anger. If the Immortal would step back and was like, you know what, I'm gonna strategically handle this Omni-Man because I know he can beat me. I'm almost as strong as Omni-Man, but I ain't strong enough. You know, he keeps slicing my head off and slicing me in half with his hand. So there's certain things I had to do to like negate that. I might have to fight him like Batman. You know, fight him like Batman. Anyway, but let's be honest, a lot of people won't do anything. Game and withstand, and that's the test. You gotta test these people. You don't want everybody that goes that you roll with has to carry their own weight. They have to have some value. They have to add value to what you got going on. And there's certain ways you can test that. And there's certain ways you can build people's what do you call that? There's ways to build people's will. There's ways to sharpen their determination, sharpen the way they behave, or you know what I'm saying? Make them tougher, right? Through training. Train them. Train the fear out of them. Drill the fear out of them. You know what I'm saying? Put them through combat training. Put them through, you know what I'm saying, obstacle courses, you know, sweat lodges, yoga, all this other stuff. There's ways to build people's will. You know what I'm saying? You got to build their will. You got to help people build their will. You got to build the camaraderie. You got to let people know that, hey, you know, we're in this together. I got your back. You got my back. Because that's sometimes that's what people want. They want to know that you got their back. Braves before brawn, exactly. I was going to say the Immortal would be, or Samson guy. Yeah, I got to see what Samson can do. I haven't read the comics. I just remember watching the show. I don't even know what Samson's powers are. He got him back, but what is his powers? But if the Immortals fought smarter, if he didn't just go charging at Omni-Man as soon as he woke up, he could have had the element of surprise. And he did have the element of surprise, but wait until they throw everything they can at Omni-Man, because that's what they were doing. They threw the little squid guy, the big ass squid person. He was fighting Invincible, you know, those zombie niggas. Now those zombies, those Cyclops zombies, whatever, you know, with the little thing on their head, they were giving Omni-Man a run for his money. I mean, he ended up destroying them, but if you throw like 12 or 13 or 20 of them at him, he'll be so distracted trying to keep them off of him, and they don't have a nerve center. They can't feel pain. They can't get tired. None of that. They have enhanced strength. So, boom. Throw 20 or 30 of those dudes at him, and then, like, come in there, because you know you're stronger than all of them, except for Omni-Man. And then while he's being held down and beat on, you come in there and just whip his heart out. Don't Don't just throw 3 of those zombies at him. You need to have about 20 of them at him. Testing, see how far they can push. You can push, but so far being pushed back against. Hair, Marcy T? You used to read the comic? Yeah, the same guy did write the Walking Dead. He did a good job. There were some corny elements in that, but I think that was like deliberate. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like making fun of superhero comics and shit, and to a degree. But like the overarching story, that shit is excellently written, well written. Yeah, 9 would be enough. If you do like more than 10, like most of them won't even be able to hit them. But they could 9 of them might work. 9, maybe even 6, because 3 was giving them that work. 3 was giving them that work initially, but like 3 more, yeah, 3 or 4 more, and then you come in there as the immortal, and maybe who else? Maybe what's her name? I think what's her name give him a run for his money. Adam Eve. They don't utilize Adam Eve enough. They think Adam Eve, she can manipulate particles and all that other shit. She can manipulate matter on a molecular level. So what's to say that she can't manipulate the flesh of his chest and like open up his heart, and so that Immortal can rip that shit out and squeeze it. Like, don't people sleeping on Adam Eve. She has, her powers are out of this world. Like, she was making plants grow just like that. Like, just here goes some plants. Like, she's a beast. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely utilize her. That was what's his name's mistake? What's his name? The dude with the fucked up face, Scarface. He should have threw, because Adam Eve doesn't even have to be that close to him to use her powers on him. Adam Eve could just, like, from a distance, do certain things. Like, she's kind of like Green Lantern, where they can make something out of nothing. You manipulate matter and all that. Like Scarlet Witch, she does the same shit. Like, Scarlet Witch went up against Omni-Man, that she would destroy him. Anyway, Stacy was good. I gotta get off here in a few minutes. Adam Eve curb stomps him if utilized. Oh yeah, Adam Eve. You just need a great strategist out there against someone like Omni-Man. It can't just be about, oh, I'm more. It has to be more powerful than Omni-Man. No, that's not how you beat. Because the Viltrumites are the most powerful beings in the universe, according to the story in the comics in that universe. And then they got that one dude that's supposed to be like the supreme Viltrumite that can destroy anybody. But see, also, Alan the Alien knocked the Viltrumite's head off with one punch. So there's just certain people you got to get together and use them right. Some people gonna have to get sacrificed. Oh my God, I gotta use the bathroom. Stacy was good. I watched the show Game of Withstand. I haven't looked at the comic. I think I'm gonna start reading the comic. There was a live action comic. They used pictures from the comic and they just voice over it. Oh, they had a live action comic? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So that way I don't have to sit there and read it, stare at a screen and read it. Is it Conquest? No, it's the other dude. I'm not talking about Conquest. I'm talking about the other guy. Because, you know, when now this is what I just been looking into it and doing some research into Invincible. When Omni-Man left Earth and went to another planet and had a son there, what's his name showed up and fought him, right? And I think he killed his, well, I don't want to spoil it, but I don't know what the show's going to do. So I'm gonna just leave it alone. Anyway, I gotta get out of here, y'all. I gotta piss like a racehorse and get everything started for work, get my guys going. But anyway, land ownership, man. Thrag, yes, Thrag. That dude Thrag, from what I understand, he's like a supreme chancellor or some shit. I forgot what they call him. But dude's a beast. But anyway, land ownership. We need to get together and get it cracking. Okay? Now, if I'd have met y'all 5-10 years ago, this could be a slow, methodical process where we vet each other and all this other shit. But sometimes you just gotta leap out on faith and figure out as you go. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta figure something out. Like, even if we like start buying land in multiple places, like and where it's cheap, like there's a lot of cheap land in Tennessee. There's a lot of cheap land in Alabama, South Carolina, parts of Georgia, like Virginia's, like West Virginia. It has to go down. It has to go down. So we'll talk about that more. I'm already talking with my family about it. I'm talking with friends about it already. Like, it has to go down. We can't let these banksters buy up all the fucking land. We can't let them do it. All right, they're doing it. We can't let them do it. We got to snatch it from under them. Whatever we got to do. All right. You in, Marcy T? That's what's up. We'll get something together, man. We'll have to do something. It's time to get it popping. Yep, grab up some acres, but folks stuck on, and you don't have to build on the land right away. All you have, just buy it and have it in your name. Have the ownership of it. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's like 5 or 10 acres, if it's $1,000 acre, that's $5,000. Just buy it. Just get it. You don't have to do anything with it yet. It's yours. The deed is in your name. They can't buy it from you. You understand what I'm saying? And then eventually somebody goes out and starts getting it popping. You know, because, you know, people still have lives. They still have to make money. They still have to provide for their families. You know what I'm saying? So there's just certain ways you have to do it. I want to come up with a system. I want to come up with something. So I'll be letting you guys know what's going on. I got to get some shit set up. Like, it's time. It's time. Even if I don't have anything to do with you guys pitching in, like, even if we don't do it together, I can help come up with a system for you to make it happen. I can come up with a strategy and a plan to make it happen. I can look at some land for you guys and say, look, right over here, this is for sale, like maybe in your area or something like that, or somewhere. Preferably you don't want to do it where it's going to be super cold 3 months out of the year, right? Because you want to be able to grow year round. So, like, I'm thinking, you know, below the Mason-Dixon line, wherever they call that shit. You know, you got the Mississippi River that divides, and then now you got the Mason-Dixon line, and whatever they call that shit. Somewhere in there where, like, it doesn't get super cold during the winter, and you have, like, it gets hot during the summer, but not too hot. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Even if I just direct y'all, look, over here, this part of Alabama, there's like 20 acres for sale for $20,000. Boom. Or whatever, you know. Whatever we got to do, man, make it happen. Anyway, like, share, subscribe. Oh, snap, yes, don't think about it like that. Just get it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just buy it. You ain't got to do nothing with it yet. It's land. It ain't going nowhere. And if somebody try to go on your shit and take your shit. And look into, you might even have family that owns land that you don't know about, right? Like I had a family member who died. He owned land in Arkansas. He owns land in Arkansas, and now the family is trying to figure out what to do with it. I said, what are you talking about? Because there's a guy on there living on the land right now that's using it to grow food and all that. Like he's actually growing like string beans and shit like that, but it's on our land, and so they're trying to figure out what to do with him, like what to do. I said, keep that motherfucker on there. He knows how to grow. He knows how to grow on your land. So what you do is you go out there, you work it out with him. Like, look, you can stay here. You know what I'm saying? But if you're selling this, that, and the third, you got to put in. You got to cut us. You got to give us a cut. You know what I'm saying? And then send somebody out there that you can trust to stay there and manage the land. It's yours. Like, it's not his land. He's using it. He's been on there. But now it's time to like make it do what it do. Shit, it's your shit. Don't let him, because right now they're like, he's being manipulative. So, you know, using like squatter law type shit going on. You know, you got squatter laws. You can't just kick people out if they've been there or something like that. So he's kind of like using that manipulation, but it's still your land, and he still has to pay you. So there's certain ways you can do it. But yeah, it's like 100 acres or something like that. And I'm like, it's in Arkansas and it's good land, right? It's good land. Y'all need to make it do what it do. Y'all need to quit bullshitting with that and make it happen. Now is the time. But anyway, much love. Peace out. I'll check you guys out later.